I don't wanna say anything, cause if I do I might say the wrong words. Oh no. So I'll keep my mouth shut and not listen. Afraid I'd lose you if I didn't. Till we find what we're missing and compromise. So I'll keep my shoes on and not leaving. We're on thin ice, winter season. Can't wait for a single reason not to say goodbye. Oh, if I said what's on my mind, would you stay with me tonight? If I said what's on my mind, would that make you run and hide? Run and hide. Run and hide. If I said what's on my mind, would that make you run and hide?
This is Rob Van Dam, and you're watching Cold TV.
Greetings and salutations, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Pro Wrestling 60. I'm Xlj the Og, joined by my partner in crime, my brother from another mother, Mr. B-Roll.
How are we doing out there, world? And I gotta say, normally when I start the show, I like to start with a little bit of humor, maybe.
We got too much to talk about.
start with some randomness, right?
The network allowed us extra time, but we still got a lot to talk about.
We do, but I'm just gonna say this. Here is my message for the people today. Holy shit, there was a lot of good wrestling this past weekend.
B-Roll, I've never seen a weekend like this. In my whole time watching this, this is the only time I can think of, and I'm being dead ass here. You literally have two contenders for pay-per-views, PLE, whatever you want to call, of the year. And it happened back-to-back days from different companies. It's insane. And there's a bunch of other stuff that happened as well. So
yeah,
we're going to get into it.
Honestly, no kidding, easily from this weekend, I can think of 3, if not possibly 4 or 5, even maybe 5 match of the year candidates.
Oh, 100%. I was thinking about this too. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to put a TikTok out on it. There's at least 7 matches I recommend you got to check out from this weekend that were my favorites. So anyways, we got a lot to talk about. I'm going to let you hit us with that sweet line.
Yes, indeed. We do. We're going to get right into it. We're not going to yuck any yums. We're not going to lick any yams or something like that. But this is PW60, a supersized edition here.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, network. You're so generous to us. But he is XLJ, I'm Mr. B-Roll, and I say the clock starts now.
And of course, our top story is this weekend and what happened. And we got to start it off first with the biggest show of the year for all elite wrestling. Maybe the biggest show in AEW history, you could argue. It was all in Texas. And my God, did this thing live up to the hype and then some. We got to watch this together. And it honestly, it was something we both needed, along with the rest of the world. This just made it was so happy. I'm still happy. I'm still on a high from this. Just this show was so special. I mean, we're going to be talking about this for years to come, I think. Well, I don't think I know. It just, God, man, it was everything you wanted and love about pro wrestling and more. And yes, it was fucking long, no doubt about it. But you know what, man?
Yes,
Like
it
I look
was.
at it this way: I paid $50 for this, and I damn sure got my money's worth. So
Yeah.
all you talking about like it's too long or whatever, man. Eh, get over it. It was fine. Loved it. What'd you think of All In? What's your first thoughts when you think of All In Texas?
Well, so my first thoughts, and I texted this to you personally. I mean, like this show reminded me of like why I like pro wrestling. Like
100%. Yep.
this was just like this was just awesome. It was an emotional roller coaster. Uh, yes, it was long, but in my personal opinion, it really didn't feel long
It didn't.
because
It
it
didn't. I agree.
it was it was almost like I think you said it was like once we got to those three final matches, it was almost like that was almost its own show
It really
because
was. Yeah.
no disrespect to the other matches or anything else that happened on the show, but those three matches were on a whole nother level compared to everything
Hmm.
else that was booked on the show.
And also want to say this too. I feel like the pacing of the show, like where they put the matches, everything made sense. Like everything where they booked everything, like what happened before the main event, that was a perfect spot for it. And like the crowd, I don't care what you say, man, that crowd was on fire for 8 hours, and that is pretty fucking impressive, nonetheless, to pull that off. But man, oh man, you talked about it. Let's talk about the triple main event, and of course, one of the most anticipated matches on the night was the match that everybody was talking about, the Texas Death Match between John Moxley and Hangman Adam Page. First off, man, all the presentation on this too was wonderful. I love the staging and like how everything aesthetically looked. It just like everything felt big time because it was big time.
Because I
But
wondered how it was going to look in like a baseball stadium. I wondered.
but man, it looked gorgeous. And then just the entrances, my God, the Hangman with the whistling, and then the video vignette, and then like I was popping like crazy when his OG music came back on. Like when he came out to that, oh, it's still like I still got goosebumps just thinking about that dude. Like, ah, so perfect because it was like telling the story of like, okay, this is the hanger that we all fell in love with. This is our guy. This is the guy who's supposed to be leading AEW, right? And it was just great because it. You think about the music he had when he was kind of going through the stuff with Swerve and the heel stuff and whatnot. Just a chef's kiss on top of this. But let's talk about the match itself because honestly, like it to me, it was a magnificent story. Now I get it; it's not for everybody because this was fucking brutal. I think, like our good friend Mike says, who's a death match enthusiast, this match at times was like a CCW match on steroids from '09, which is saying something. First off, like the beginning with the fork and stuff, like holy shit. But the thing is, I want to say this one thing I loved about the like with nuances with this is it wasn't a typical like I'm gonna hit you with the fucking weapon and let's just do this or that. There was there was struggles within this matchup. Like it wasn't like he's just like stabbing just to stab. It was like there was purpose behind it. And I know that sounds probably weird, but this is pro wrestling we're talking about here. Like
Uh huh.
there was a means for the violence because this was literally like an in game, so to speak, for AEW. But man, oh man, like starting like what were we maybe a minute and a half into this, and Mox was already like bleeding buckets in this one.
Well, I'm like, I mean, we looked at each other and we said like, well, it is Mox, but like,
Well, that didn't
I
take
mean,
long. Not
the
surprised, but
the forks came out and like
yeah,
it started getting
with the
it
barbed
started
wire, and
yeah.
tables, and chairs, and some of these spots, man, my God, they were sickening. And then like we even said it too, like this. It's funny because Wrestling Brain kicked in for us because we saw like when they were there was a spot you could see the bed of nails underneath the
Hmm.
ring, and we're like, okay, we that's got to get involved before anything else happens because this one too. There was so many close calls where I was like, oh shit, that's gonna be the finish.
Yeah.
Um, but my God, like the sheer utter brutality. I mean, look at Hangman's back. That's shards of glass, the glass the beer bottles that they use. Just everything about this. Like this is what you would call, in my opinion, is an instant classic. Because I go back and watch this, just it was B-roll. It was beyond just the physicality of it and the brutality of it, but it was the pure utter storytelling. It was like just like you were so invested in this and so like, oh my god, come on, Hangman, you got to do this, and then
Uh,
Mox just doing what Mox does best and brutalizing people. And then of course you had the Death Riders come out and get involved. And then let's talk about all the crazy chaos that happened here, man. Which we kind of predicted. We thought this would be a little bit of a literally Avengers Endgame come to life. Um, and it was, but you know what I think though? It wasn't overloaded. It was done perfectly, in my opinion. Because even I myself thought there was going to be a couple more appearances in this, but I was happy the way it turned out. Of course, you got Osprey coming out, and they just pretty much destroy Osprey. And then we get,
which
of
that makes me
course,
sad.
I know your boy
'Cause
got destroyed.
I feel like he's gonna be on TV for a while now.
Maybe I don't know.
Cause like normally you get a concerto and you're off TV for a
Yeah,
little
it
while.
was beyond a concerto, man. They fucked up his throat. They did the same thing to Samoa Joe at the beginning of the night. But the big return, of course, Bryan Danielson. Love how he came out in the Blue Panther mask. And the way that happened was so sudden, too. It wasn't like Danielson, music hit or whatever. It just comes out in the mask. And I honestly, I love that. I thought that was really well done how they did that. And of course, you get the Darby Allin vignette, and Darby descends from the heavens, because of, the whole stuff with Mount Everest. But the finish with Swerve Strickland coming out, and it's like he stops the Young Bucks. And this right here, this is pure, utter, beautiful cinema, where you have Swerve Strickland with that chain that's so symbolic, because this is the same chain used in that brutal Texas death match between Swerve and Hangman. And like the beautiful thing about this match is you put a bow on multiple storylines that was going on in AEW. And the stuff with Swerve and Hangman, it's going to go down as like probably one of the greatest, if not the greatest, rivalry in AEW. But just right here, him just like doing the right thing after all they've been through and throwing the chain to him. Oh my God, B-roll. Like it just, like I just think about it and I'm just like, almost tear up thinking about like just what a well told story those two guys did for the past over a year with this. Like at that moment, we looked at each other and we were just like, "Holy shit, this is so fucking good!"
Yep.
Like even we watched this with my dad. My dad's still talking about this match. I mean that shows you something. My dad's not like he likes wrestling, of course, but not like a huge, massive fan. But then you get to that with the chain, and then of course, Hangman did it. Hangman is your new AEW World Champion. His redemption story is complete. Uh, God, everything about this, man, even the aftermath of it, like and of course, Mox tapped out, which is, I think, significant part of the story as well. But him opening the suitcase and how it was so timed, and then just Hangman, the tears in his eyes. And then we finally see the AEW title, which we haven't seen in months, almost a year. And then Justin Robert, oh God, everything about it was it was so fucking good, dude. Like, I know, like, Hangman's, like, what got you into pro wrestling, his story. And it's amazing to me, but I think this story arc, this second chapter, if you will, for Hangman, it's almost B-roll. It's like this. It's almost like a sequel that somehow tops the original, is what this felt like. Because it felt so right, so organic. Because I mean, Hangman, and I think the Young Bucks even said this in an interview. Hangman is supposed to be the face of AEW, and I mean, he went through so much shit. And like, I don't want to pull on the past or whatever, but we know about all the bullshit with the counting money, fucking Saudi Arabia, dirty money, Phil Brooks, with the shit he had to say. It felt so right. It felt like finally just pure, utter justification when Hangman pulled this off. Like, I could just talk on and on about this, but what are some of your thoughts on this Texas Death Match and Hangman finally redeeming himself and getting the AEW title back?
Yeah, it's crazy because I mean, because I can still remember watching that Full Gear and not really being an avid wrestling fan like yet, and watching that and what a moment that was. And there's just there's no doubt that this was something special. And like I know, like I had even gone on the record and said when it came to the finals of the Owen Hart tournament, how I thought it was fitting that it was Osprey and Hangman because I viewed it as a little bit of like a passing of the torch moment because I had picked Osprey to win.
Hmm.
Uh, I
Like
I
most of
viewed
us. Yeah.
I viewed it as, you know, AEW's former main character passing the torch on to the new main character. Um, but dare I say, and I love Osprey and I love Hangman, but dare I say I think what we got was even better.
And more
Uh,
magical. I agree. It just like it's the story, it's that rise back to the top because the thing is what makes what why so many people love Hangman is his story's so relatable. We've all been there. We go through it every day. Shit, man. Like just all especially you look at the all the shit going on in the real world right now, man. And just that relatability of just like depression seeking in and just like him fighting and battling his demons and fighting the depression and getting through it and persevering and just showing like no matter what you can't give up. You may
yep,
want to give up but you can't give up,
yep,
like, and if you do that there's good at the end. There's a light at that end of the tunnel. That tunnel may be long, it may take years to get through, but that's to me like it's the ultimate redemption story. And I
hmm
just feel like this what they did, what the story they told, how it all laid out. And also it's not as I gotta give credit where credit's due. It's not as impactful if they didn't do what they did with Moxley and the Death Riders for the past almost year. It just made it
yeah,
all the more worthwhile. Everything about this was wonderful, and now I'm so excited with the future, especially with Hangman now as your world champion once again. And I think he's in due for a much longer reign. And of course, Hangman Adam Page is our wrestler of the week here this week on
I'm,
PW60.
I'm gonna go on record. I'm gonna go on record saying I think he breaks the record
I
for
hope I
longest
hope that happens. I think
title
he
reign.
deserves it. I mean, even at the press conference, I loved he was
Yeah,
so real and so passionate
yep,
and talking about just how like he cried throughout this week,
yep,
but he was like he was proud of that and the ovation he got. He and you should. That's the thing. We live in this society with and have for years where it's like machismo, men shouldn't cry or whatever, like, but no, fuck that shit, like let that shit out. You keep that
yeah,
shit in. You look at the, I hate to say this, but look at the morality rate, like there's a
yeah,
month for men's mental health awareness. So like, and Hangman's like a advocate for that too. So I mean, it's just everything about it felt right, man. It just feels
yeah,
good. It feels right. It's motivational. It gives you hope. Like everything you could want and hope out of a pro wrestling match, and that's what you got in this one.
yeah.
Um,
I was glad you made the comment about the scrum or the press conference because as you were sitting there talking about how Hangman, his character, it is relatable,
mhm.
um, and it is. Um, he's the anxious millennial cowboy.
Yeah,
Um, it is, it- and I really feel that the character and the real person in there, like with him, I kind of feel like it's what you see is what you get type of
exactly.
type of deal, and I think that's why he's so likable, and there's no doubt that he's put his heart and soul into this, and so like it's something he deserves, and um, I even like how he said with the text talking about the Texas Death Match, how he got into that first one and he realized he kind of liked it.
Right. Yeah, yeah, just everything about it was wonderful. Like, and that the thing of it is, we still got a whole show to talk about. Like,
Yep, yep.
and we still got two more other main events, which let's talk about those. Oh my gosh, we knew what we were getting into with this one. Kazuchika Okada, Kenny Omega. That's all you need to say. Like this matchup, it didn't
Well,
matter what they did. Like here's the thing, and we talked about this while we were watching this. The thing is, AEW as a company, in my opinion, does not exist if Okada and Omega never met in New Japan Pro Wrestling. That's how impactful their series of matches was. This matchup was long overdue to take place in North America. I want you to think about this, folks. If you go back into the day when Ring of Honor teamed with New Japan and ran Madison Square Garden on WrestleMania weekend, whatever year that was, that Madison Square Garden sold out. And the reason for that is because everything appeared like you were going to get Okada and Omega for the first time in North America. Of course, it didn't happen. But here we are so many years later. And for this to finally take place here on our soil, we're truly blessed because this is going to go down as one of the greatest rivalries. This is B-roll. This is up there with like in my opinion, this is up there with an Austin Rock. This is up there with Hogan Andre as far as the lineage in pro wrestling. Like these guys they're one of these two guys that are pretty much going to be married together the rest of their career. They're peanut butter and jelly.
yep, no doubt.
And
To me, the smirk on Okada's face, it tells the story. It tells it all.
yeah,
For one of where we are in this rivalry right now, and
so this
it's
is the
just
fifth match in their series. And if you think about it, Omega had the one up on this one because he had beat. If you look back, the first matchup Okada won at Wrestle Kingdom. Second matchup went to a draw at Dominion that one year. The third one was in the G1 where Omega won, and the fourth one, Kenny won 2-1 at the Dominion at 2018 or something like that. So now, if you look at it, this series is 2-1, really. So it's still we're dead even. I surely I want to. The greedy fan of me wants to see this again. But this match, it was wonderful. Now some people can say like, oh well, it's not as good as the New Japan matches, and that's fine. Those matches are like the bar on that for that is so freaking high. Like
like Kenny Omega is coming back from diverticulitis.
it was still a great matchup. It was like they played all the great hits, like so many classic moments. The story they told too in this with like Okada working over the gut and stuff, and the shit with Don Callis, that son of a bitch.
Fuck Don Callis.
Callis.
Honestly, that's all I gotta say about this match.
I was surprised with the outcome though. I really thought Kenny was going to win this, but Okada gets the win and is now your unified champion. So he has unified the international and continental championship. Although Tony did say on the press conference that all three of those titles will now like be still in existence. So Okada's like now like a belt collector apparently, as he has 3 championships to his name.
Okay, that's confusing, but
yes, I know because and also too now under like the continental rules where nobody can interfere going forward, but this match was different. I don't know. It is what it is, but tremendous matchup. It was like it was in a tough spot too because like it was literally going on before the big main event, but also was following a tremendous matchup, which we're going to talk about here in a second. But I loved it. Like it fit in perfectly. It blended well with the triple main event. But let's talk about the third match in that triple main event. Timeless Tony Storm and Mercedes Moné for the AEW Women's World Championship. And a lot of us going into this one, myself included, was deadly afraid that Tony Storm was going to drop that championship. And I will say this, out of all the matches we watched this weekend, this was the one to me where it was the closest in like I had no idea how the hell what the finish was going to be, because there was about 6 or 7 times where I thought like, oh shit, that's it. Like when Tony Storm hit like the 3 Storm zeros and she still kicked out, like Mercedes kicked out. I was like, what the fuck? That's it. Okay, that
Yeah.
means Mercedes is going to win. And then where Mercedes was hitting the moneymaker and all that, it was just, oh my god. But Tony Storm, with arguably the biggest win of her career, successfully retains the AEW Women's Championship. And on top of that, she is the first person to hand Tony Storm, or I'm sorry, to hand Mercedes Moné a loss in AEW. What did you think of this incredible encounter for the AEW Women's title?
Yeah. I'm glad you pointed out like the 3 Storm zeros, because it was at that moment I was like there's no freaking way Tony's winning like after that. Like there's just no way. And like this match was just incredible, and I am just so
Yeah.
I'm happy with the outcome. I'm trying to think like would I be as happy about this match if it wasn't for the outcome. And
Yeah, I don't think we would have, honestly. And you could even hear it in the crowd too. Like they were so relieved that Tony Storm retained, because like it was God. I honestly think if Mercedes had won it, I think it would have taken a lot out of the crowd and potentially would have hurt the other 2 matches.
yeah,
Um,
I think the fact of the matter is Tony Storm said it best. Um, like you're meant to win a lot of titles, just not this one. Like,
yeah.
and this is purely speaking from a right now standpoint, because no doubt in my mind, at some point Mercedes will be an AEW world champion, and she probably
Mhm.
deserves to be.
Yeah.
But with the story and what they were telling and everything going into this just wasn't right. Like she didn't need the TBS title and the world title.
Right. Yeah, it's one of those things where like it makes more logical that Tony won this over Mercedes, because if Mercedes won it, then what? Okay, I get it. Like, so you're the belt collector or whatever, you know. Like, I get it. You're unstoppable or whatever. You could build up some new talent or have Tony. It just, to me, this makes more sense.
Like
Um,
here's the deal. Unless AEW, unless you somehow secretly had signed Rhea Ripley to come out on Dynamite, which no, that'd be a pipe dream. Like that would be like one of the only reasons you would put it on Mercedes, so she could go out there and like I beat everyone. There's no one left.
yeah.
And then like Rhea comes out on Dynamite, which that was just like the first big name that popped in my head.
Right. I get what you're
So
saying though.
yeah,
Like you would have to have somebody and let's call a spade a spade. There is nobody, and I mean nobody in the world of wrestling right now that is more over than Tony Storm. And I'm not just talking I'm talking about more over. Like you could say you're Joe Hendricks, you could say whatever, I don't care. It's Tony Storm. Like Tony Storm, everything B-roll, the thing is everything, and I mean everything that Tony Storm has done has been perfection. Like that woman, she is just so many levels above like the competition, in my opinion. Like she is timeless. She lives up to the name and then some. But so happy Tony Storm is still your AEW Women's Champion. But my God, here's the thing: like we do match of the week here on PW60. We had to do it and give it to the triple main event this week, because so the first time ever we got a 3-way tie. And hey, I can tell you when we were putting this together, you could easily add a 4th one from the other show, which we're going to talk about here in a little bit. But Jesus, we were so freaking blessed this weekend just with these 3 matches alone. And there's some other incredible encounters we're going to talk about from the weekend. But let's talk about the rest of All In. Let's talk about this one. This was a great one too. This epic tag team encounter between Swerve Strickland and Will Ospreay against the Young Bucks, where if the Bucks lost, they would lose their EPB titles. However, if Swerve and Ospreay lost, they would not be able to challenge for the AEW title. Honestly, like I said this on the prediction show, I really thought the Bucks were going to win this one. I was a little surprised with the outcome, but I'm not mad at it. First off, epic, like everything was epic on this from the get go, from the entrances, like Osprey with the uh, Assassin Creed thing again. Love Swerve Strickland's with JoJo coming out and singing Shaka Khan, which was like Swerve's original music. Oh my god, so fucking good. And the stuff with the Young Bucks, corny as it may be, with the founding fathers coming out on the boat, shit, great, loved it. But the tag match itself was great too. They told a great story. Like it was at first like about the chemistry with Swerve and Osprey. How are they going to beat arguably many who say is the best tag team going today in the Young Bucks? Um, and just like and yes, I know like people will gripe and complain about like all the crazy like high spots and stuff in this one, but like this match served a purpose in my opinion, and it was a prelude of things to come on the night. Honestly, I was a little scared too with Osprey and Swerve winning because we're so conditioned as wrestling fan. It's like, okay, if something good's happened, that means something bad's going to happen later. But this show was not like that. What do you think of this tag match with Swerve and Osprey against the Bucks?
So with this one, it took me a little bit to get into this one. Uh, and I think that was like on purpose, but then it's like once they put their foot on the gas pedal,
Mm-hmm.
um, it was it was amazing. Like I
Yeah.
honestly, I this is one of the ones I would say I enjoyed it more than I thought I would, and that's weird to say with an Osprey match, but I mean I really wasn't like overly excited for this match, but I did end up enjoying it more than I thought I would, and um,
And it was
it
definitely important. I love the placement of it too because it was like I think
it
this
was
was
an
the fourth
appetizer.
match
It was
on
an
the night. Yeah,
appetizer,
and it
if
was
you
an
will.
appetizer, but it was like it was this match had such great importance to it for what would happen at the end of the show. So, but tremendous matchup. It's another one I would recommend on the weekend. Absolutely loved it. And then let's talk about the triple threat for the AEW World Tag Team Championships with the Hurt Syndicate successfully retaining against the Patriarchy as well as Jet Speed. This was just a
Because
fun, solid
they
matchup
hurt
because they hurt
people.
people.
They
They
hurt
do.
people.
But the big story on this one is the aftermath
Uh huh.
because finally Nick Wayne, Kip Sabian, and Mother Wayne had enough with Christian Cage. They turned on him. And keep in mind, FTR was ringside and on commentary, and they came in and jumped Christian. And well, needless to say, on this day, we saw clearly because we got the return of the rated R superstar Cope. And of course, coming out, cleaning house, and what it set up. My God, oh my God, it's like B-roll. It's happening. It's
It's
fucking
happening.
happening.
It's
It's
happening.
happening.
It's
Uh,
happening. What's the procedure?
but the way they set it up, I loved. With Cope saying those three lines, the almost three lines, I should say, to Christian. He told him to go find himself. So this story that's going to be coming with Christian and Cope eventually getting back together. Oh my god, I'm so here for it. I'm so fucking here for it. And you're gonna obviously have a match at some point between those two against FTR, dude. Dude,
Dude.
like take my money now. Like I don't care. Like I don't care if we do that at all out or something. Dude, fuck yeah, I'm all in for that. No pun intended. But
Holy shit. All
what?
outs in Canada.
Yes. Oh, oh yeah. Yeah. It's in Toronto, isn't it? Well, that makes perfect fucking sense. I didn't even think about that till you said that. Yeah. Well, there you go, folks. You might as well go ahead and add that one to it. But it's going to be an interesting story to see how we go from there. And this is definitely one of the things I'm looking forward to this Wednesday night on Dynamite. As great as this show was, though, this one's a gut punch, folks. Because we found out before on Zero Hour that Adam Cole would have to relinquish the TNT title due to an injury. Now, we didn't know exactly what, but it's a lot worse than we realize. As Adam Cole comes out, talks to the crowd, It looks like he's got another concussion. Um, and we're not for sure. He's not for sure. We hope not, but this could be it. Like it could be Adam Cole's career may be over, and it's sad. It's gut wrenching because he's such. We've talked about this before. We met him. We've met him before in real life. He's one of the sweetest guys you'll ever meet. Like
Mhm.
Adam Cole. Adam Cole is a sweetheart of a man. And to see something like this happen, it's just it's so sickening. Um, so we here at PW6, we want to wish him well. We hope Adam's going to be most of all want to be healthy and happy. If he gets to wrestle again, I sure hope so. The greedy wrestling fan in me, but um, nonetheless, just it's so sad. What did you think about this with Adam Cole?
It sucks, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really
It
does.
it really does. Um, like you said, we met him. Super, like in the brief interaction we had, it wasn't hard to tell that he was just a super nice guy
Hmm.
and cared about people. Like I know I've said this before, but like it still dumbfounds me that like someone we did the photo op with him, right? Like he's literally doing hundreds of the like has 100 more to go, whatever. But he takes time. He comes all the way around the table and made sure he shook my hand because I
Yeah.
had like started to walk away,
Hmm.
trying to keep the line moving and
Yeah.
everything. And it just blows my mind. And just like they even talk about in the press conference how you know he's one of like the like I don't think there's anybody that doesn't like him. like
Really, yeah. I mean, he's just the sweetest dude. Like you hate to see this happening, and he's such a talented guy too. So, like I say, at the end of the day, it's most important that he's healthy and happy. But like I said, we want to wish him well. We hope and pray that he gets the help that he needs and can recover. And like I say, just live a happy and healthy life. But because of this, we got an impromptu fatal four way matchup for the TNT Championship. As it was Kyle Fletcher against Daniel Garcia, Sammy Guevara, and Dustin Rhodes. And holy crap. As soon as they announced it, you remember me, I called it. I said, man, what are we doing here if Dustin Rhodes doesn't do this? And he did the unthinkable. The 56-year-old Dustin Rhodes wins his first singles title in all Elite Wrestling as he is your new TNT champion. I mean, it doesn't get much better. And there is a ton of people, I shouldn't say a ton, but there's a lot of people kind of bitching about this online. Like, and
oh my
I
god,
see what you're saying, like,
this
because
is
there were
why I
so
don't
many
get
people.
online.
Yeah, yeah. See, this is exactly. This is why I try to avoid like doing as much on TikTok and whatnot. Um, because people upset because Kyle Fletcher didn't win this. Here's the thing: he's gonna win the title eventually. Kyle Fletcher's like what 20 something. Like this is the last real opportunity for Dustin Rhodes. Let the man have his moment. He fucking deserves it.
Like
He's
I
such a talented like competitor over the years. Let
like
him have this.
I said it when we were watching it. Like I literally don't care if Kyle Fletcher takes the belt off of him on Wednesday.
Which could
Like
happen, yeah. It's fine.
this moment was worth it. Like this
Absolutely.
moment, like and gosh, all the talent in the ring. Got
Hmm.
the Rhodes boys, got the
Look
Von
at all
Erichs,
these
the
beautiful Texans in the ring.
young
Um,
stallions, young studs.
yeah, but here you have Dustin Rhodes now is a Ring of Honor Tag Champion, a Ring of Honor Trios Champion, and the TNT Champion. You know, you hear that chant? You deserve it, Dustin Rhodes. You deserve this.
Yep.
Absolutely love it, and it's gonna be. I'm excited. Hey, for the first time in a while, I'm really intrigued to see what happens with the TNT title.
Let me put it to you this way: for the first time in a while, I can tell you without having to think hard about it who the TNT champion is.
There you go. There you go. But congratulations to Dustin Rhodes. Awesome moment. And hey, speaking of another Texan getting an awesome moment, We got the women's gauntlet, and Athena getting a huge win as she wins the gauntlet. Of course, she's still your reigning and defending Ring of Honor Women's Champion. She did officially announce on the press conference that she is now going to be a full-time member of the All Elite women's roster, the AEW women's roster. So it's she's going to be pulling some double duty as she's still the ROH champion. But I mean, in her hometown in Dallas, I mean, she deserves it. This match was great too. I love both the gauntlet matches, but I love the women's gauntlet match. I mean, it had so many tremendous moments in it. First off, starting off with Chris Statlander and Megan Bain, and then you get the return of Harley Cameron and just the stuff you had with like her and Anna Jay and Penelope Ford, and then Sky Blue and all the stuff they were doing on the side. Tekla was awesome in this one. Like Queen Aminata looked great.
All these
Everybody
people who
looked great
weren't in
in
the
this.
match. All these people who weren't in the match getting involved in the match. It's great.
Yeah, and on top of that, we also got to see a couple surprise debuts as we got to see the debut of Surrey, which was really surprising because I think they literally just announced she was coming on Collision, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm in the women's gauntlet, hurrah! And then also you got the long-awaited debut of Alex Windsor, and they both looked like $1 million in this matchup, in my opinion. Awesome matchup. But Athena is now the owner of a guaranteed championship title match. Man, her against Toni Storm, that's going to be a good one. We'll have to see what happens there. And talking about on the men's side of things, yes, your scumbag did it. Maxwell Jacob Friedman, MJF, drew number 2 in this one, and he ended up ultimately winning the matchup. I like the finish of this too because it was like Mark Briscoe pretty much had it won, and he pretty much threw Mark out and did the chicken heel thing, and now he's got a guaranteed shot for that AEW Men's Championship.
And backup.
Yeah, and he's got people that like to hurt people, so it's gonna be interesting to see how this plays out for one young.
It's the only
MJF.
part that makes me nervous about Hangman. I'm like, I think he's gonna break the record, but I'm like, well,
it's gonna be he's gonna have hey man, when you're the champion, you got a bullseye on your back. So,
yeah.
But no, this I thought both the gauntlet matches were fun. No real big surprises other than we did get. Yes, that is Juice Robinson, folks. I know
No, it's
B-roll's
not.
still freaking out with the no beard, but we got the return of Juice Robinson and the Gun Club as well as they come out to help out.
Like Tony Storm, talking to you here. Like, what made you think it was okay for him to go out in public like this?
See, the thing is, I remember what he looked like without the beard, so I'm okay with it. It doesn't bother me as much.
No, he looks really dumb.
I wouldn't say that. He just looks different. You gotta let it go, man. But it was great to see Juice Robinson back. He was a surprise entrant in this.
The juice does not feel loose.
Oh, the juice is loose, all right, brother. The juice is loose. And we got to talk about the opening of All In. Kicked off with the Trios Championship with the Ops defending against the Death Riders and Gabe Kidd. Of course, the Ops would retain. However, the Ops, or Samoa Joe, that is, would get taken out by the Death Riders with that brutal chair spot with the throat. But man, oh man, like I say, All In was a tremendous card from top to bottom. Of course, we also had 0 Hour. Had a lot of stuff on there. Here you see the Sons of Texas picking up a big win in an 8-man tag against the Shane. God, I can't think of his name.
Taylor.
Shane. Yeah, against them. And then also you had the conglomeration and Mr. Costco himself, Big Boom AJ, picking up a win against the Don Callis family, as well as you also had the FTR picking up a big win against the Outrunners, and that was a tremendous matchup too. The 0 Hour show was great with the promo, with the interviews and stuff. It was just like everything about it. Yes, it was a long ass day Saturday, 8 hours, but and like you can see, almost half our show here has pretty much been talking All In because we got so much more to talk about. But All In was a hit. I think it may go down as my favorite AEW pay-per-view of all time. And hey, man, I was there in Chicago when you got the double debuts with Adam Cole and Danielson. But I think this is going to be a moment in time in All Elite Wrestling. It's another chapter, and now let's see where we go from here. But it was an awesome show, to say the least, on an incredible weekend of action. Well, it's that time of the show. Let's go to our good friend Husky Rhodes, who's got a hot take talking about this weekend's events.
PW60, what's the good word? It is your boy Husky Rhodes here. And man, All In and Evolution both were fucking stellar pay-per-views. I mean, the ending of Evolution was one of the most unexpected things I think it happened in WWE in a hot minute. But that main event of All In, it felt so good. It felt so fucking good. It made up for the heartbreaking promo from Adam Cole, basically kind of quasi symbolizing his possible retirement. I hope that's not the case, but congratulations to Hangman Adam Page, and congratulations to Naomi, your new world champions in the respective companies. What did y'all think of these pay-per-views? It was a great weekend of wrestling. Back to work. Be good or be good at it, kids.
Well, thank you so much, Husky. And hey, let's talk about the other big show of the weekend, WWE's long-awaited all-women's pay-per-view. I'm not going to say PLE, damn it. Evolution taking place this past Sunday. And I'm going to go ahead and say it. It's WWE's best pay-per-view of the year. It's better than WrestleMania. It blows WrestleMania out of the water. We were at the Royal Rumble. We had a blast at the Royal Rumble, but it beats the brakes off the Royal Rumble. Like, I don't care what you put against us. I don't care what happens the rest of the year. SummerSlam, nothing I don't think is going to top Evolution. And honestly, great from top to bottom, but it's what makes it stand out to me is this match right here, this main event matchup with Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. They've had such a tremendous rivalry. They have such tremendous chemistry. They have so many great matches. Honestly, I didn't think they would be able to top their other matches, but holy shit, they did. This match truly felt like a main event matchup on any wrestling show, period. And if this match does not win Match of the Year in WWE, that's bullshit. That's how good this was. Because I'm telling you, B-Roll, you talk about steps in literally, no pun intended, the evolution of the woman's revolution. This is another one of those moments in time they're going to be talking about. Because this match was that damn good and then some. Like, what did you think of this main event matchup, dude?
So, since this match, I've been thinking and pondering myself of what made, okay, was it the cash in that made this match so great? Which I know we're going to get into that.
Mm-hmm.
Or was it the match itself, right? Because
yeah,
at the end of the day, if you would have had a victor and either Rhea or Io won, I think we would still be talking about this match as match of the year.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
I get that we want to talk about the cash in, but this is probably one of the best matches I've ever seen, and neither one of them won.
Yeah, that's a great way of putting it. It really is. I mean, the thing is, they got a standing ovation at the end of this. They walked out together because they knew what they had done. And it's going to be one of those things where we look back on this, and this is another pivotal moment in women's wrestling. Like, we're going to be talking about this for years to come.
Like, I've even been debating, like, I almost wish the cash-in didn't happen in
I
some
feel like the
ways.
cash in. Here's the thing: it was, first of all, not expected it at all.
Yeah.
Because yes, that's how this one ended, folks. Naomi does the unthinkable, comes out, cashes in her money in the bank, takes them both out, and she is, yes, your new women's world champion is Naomi. The fact that she's on another brand, the fact that Jade Cargill is going to get a shot at SummerSlam for that title, you almost like, okay, this writes itself. But the fact that they completely threw a 180 in there, I think it was perfect. Great for this show. And also, you got to keep in mind too, not that a loss by either Io or Rhea would hurt them, but it
Uh-huh.
makes them still look strong. And also,
Mm-hmm.
B-roll, it adds more to the story now with Rhea, because Rhea has still
Never
not
beaten Io.
pinned Io. Still hasn't done it. So they're far from over. I'm sure they're going to run that back. But Naomi deserves it. Like, and I don't think anybody's doubting that. Like, dude, this was
Yes.
just
Yep.
everything about it was great. I feel like it was the exclamation point on what was already a great matchup.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it was awesome. It was just purely, it
Yeah.
was awesome.
That
And
that that
honestly, if nothing
that
else happened on this show, it was such an impactful matchup and moment that it would still make it one of the best pay per views of the year, as far as I'm concerned.
yeah. And you almost you have to look at them as two separate moments
Mm-hmm.
because the cash-in was so amazing because this may be the most surprising cash-in in my time.
That's
Like, because
valid.
I didn't see this one coming.
I agree. That's a very valid point because it's like, wow, that they really did that. Like, holy shit. Okay. But like I say, tremendous matchup, tremendous moment, and Naomi. Here's the thing: is too, you can have haters out there say like, oh, well, she did the chicken shit heel thing. Bullshit. Because Naomi went through a war with Jade Cargill earlier in the night in this no holds barred matchup. Which
Hmm.
I honestly think it was Jade's best matchup she's had in the WWE so far. I thought it was a great matchup with Bianca as the referee and them kind of, and really, I think they kind of put a bow on this rivalry. But it's the thing is, we can easily come back and revisit. Like you could even say this was like chapter one of what's going to be a story of rivalry between Jade and Naomi.
I think we're about to get Bianca and Jade.
Jade, I could see that because we
There was
now know,
there was looks given.
because we know Jade is going to challenge for that WWE Women's Championship at SummerSlam. But Jade getting a huge win. But let's talk about that WWE Women's Championship as we got Tiffany Stratton against Trish Stratus. Kind of a passing of the guard here. This match was I enjoyed it for what it was. Like it wasn't a barn burner by any means. It was a little on the short side, but it still was great. It was a great matchup. Told a good story. And once again, you're padding the resume of Tiffany Stratton because I mean Tiffany Stratton has now defeated Trish Stratus. She beat Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania. She's beat Nia Jax multiple times in multiple types of matchups. And that's just naming a few of the names that Tiffany has went through. And now we're on a collision course for SummerSlam, which with arguably the two biggest names on the SmackDown Women's roster in Jade and Tiffany Stratton. It's going to be a tremendous matchup at SummerSlam. And hell, I don't know what happens with Trish next. Maybe this is it for her. But man, if it was, what a way to go out on this monumental card. But like I say, this was a fun matchup. Let's talk about this one. The NXT Women's Championship was on the line with Jordan Grace challenging one JC Jane. And we said it on the prediction show for Evolution. We thought it was a lock that Jordan Grace would walk out the champion. But I know this is going to shock you. But Blake Monroe turned on her friend. That didn't take long. Like
What?
2 days, like 2 days, like or something.
What?
the former Mariah May turning on somebody?
I just cannot imagine someone of her caliber and her
I know.
character of doing that.
I know.
I'm just glad she didn't have a high-heeled shoe.
Yeah. Yeah, here's the thing. It was weird, like even in the couple weeks where we saw Blake as like this it felt like she was like a goody two shoe, like a great big, and it's just like this doesn't feel right because we know deep down inside like the I mean she said it herself in AEW, she's the woman from hell, right? Like
Yep.
the glamour is like she is one of the most vindictive and evil people that there is. So uh big win for JC Jane is now she punches her ticket to potentially make history this upcoming Sunday at Slammiversary because it's title for title with her against Knockouts champion Masha Slamovich. But I was surprised. I really thought Jordan Grace was walking out with the NXT Women's title, but it did not happen. So congratulations to JC Jane as she is still your NXT Women's Champion. And let's talk about that big 20-woman battle royale. A lot of tremendous moments in this one, but I
You
called
look
it on
like
our
a
prediction
genius,
show.
sir. A genius.
Stephanie Fakur was successful in winning the battle royal, and she's punched her ticket to Clash at Paris, where she will get a women's championship opportunity. Um,
She's so
wha-
over.
Oh, for real. One thing I loved about this matchup, like as great as she was, but there was a lot of tremendous moments and fun moments in this one. But outside of Stephanie Fakur, the other star of this battle royal was Lash Legend. She was one of the final two competitors in there. She picked up and eliminated Nia Jax all by herself, pretty much. She had a tremendous outing in this one. Like, I mean, she's long overdue for like a main roster call up. She is a special type of athlete. And how about the finish of this one too? Stephanie hitting the devil's kiss on the apron to ultimately eliminate Lash Legend. Great. It was a great battle royal. It was fun. It was just a fun, solid battle royal. I was a little surprised we didn't get any surprises in this one, but I'm okay with that too at the same time. But I really thought for sure you're going to get some surprise entrances in this one, but that did not happen. But congratulations to Stephanie Kerr. Like I say, she is heading to Clash at Paris with a championship opportunity on the line. Speaking of championships, let's talk about the opening matchup of Evolution. It was a triple threat for the Women's Intercontinental Championship as Becky Lynch would defend against Lyra Valkyria and Bayley. This was a great opener. Solid matchup. We knew it was going to be great. We knew it was going to be fun. Like, all the matches that they've had together has been tremendous. And this is another one you could put in that chapter. I absolutely love the finish of this because it was so cool. Like Becky coming from behind and doing that like weird looking like crucifix like backslide to pick up the win. And Becky Lynch is still your women's Intercontinental Champion. What do you think of this triple threat matchup to open the show?
I think perfect way to open the show for one, and like man, like Becky's just Becky. Like
Mm-hmm.
she's just kind of a
She's the man.
badass. Like
She's the man, whether you love her or hate her.
like
She's the man.
yep. Like well, I'm gonna save those comments for later. But like man, I'm just
Yeah.
I'm at a loss for words what it is.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like I really just I dig the story that they have been telling with this women's intercontinental title. Like
Mm-hmm. And
it really like has become so significant in such a short amount of time.
it's an important championship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I love all three competitors. And that's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
And like I'm really enthralled with where we go from here.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see, nonetheless. And then, of course, we also had that big four-way matchup for the Women's Tag Team Championships. Judgment Day picking up a huge win as they successfully retain their Tag Team Championships against Charlotte and Alexa, the Kabuki Warriors. And
It's for you, Liv. R.I.P.
yeah, and sorry, and Soul Ruka. Hey, one thing I take away from this, which I think was really cool, is, and you know what? People harp on her way too fucking much, and I get it. But still, though, Charlotte Flair, she deserves her flowers in this one. It was great seeing the crowd get behind her, and it's kind of cool, this little friendship she's got going with Alexa. I hope they continue working together, and who knows, they may be the next tag team champions on down the line. But I really am enjoying that partnership between those two. I thought that was really cool. But overall, man, Evolution was like a home run. Like 7 tremendous matches, all of them of importance. Um, and it was cool too how they also paid a lot of homage to some of the legends and women in the WWE in the past, all being ringside too. And also too, one cool thing about this one, dude, other than Trish Stratus, there was really nobody. This was all current active roster members, nobody from the past or anything.
Hmm.
So, like, it just shows you how strong this women's division is. They definitely need to run this back. They definitely need to um, make this a yearly thing. And hey, we say it all the time. Give more time to the ladies because they fucking deserve it because they are one of the highlights of the WWE for sure. But yes, let's. But of course, this weekend it was like WWE Super Weekend to counter AEW. And we got to talk about Saturday night's main event. As going into it was Goldberg's last match in Atlanta. I gotta say, I was a little surprised with this matchup. I'm not saying it's great. You're not gonna get me to say that, but I do think this really shows you how great Gunther is because Gunther did a tremendous job in this one, making Goldberg will still look like a badass. I'm sorry, it's father time, Goldberg. It's father time. Like it's time for you to hang up them boots. Not a whole lot of people get to like have a matchup like this. So you can debate whether it deserves it, whatever. I don't know. I'm not here for that. I did say if Goldberg won this, I would stop watching WWE. I can say I don't have to worry about that because
Yeah.
Gunther did retain, and Goldberg now walks off into the sunset or whatever.
My favorite thing from this match was I saw a meme because apparently his whole speech thing, the feed got cut off, whatever, right?
Bret Hart, yeah,
It was Bret Hart with like a switch,
yeah,
like
yep, yep.
yep, yep.
Um,
That was the best.
the one thing I did like about this was Goldberg's entrance and like a shout out to WWE's throwing back. Doug Dillinger, the original head of security for WCW back in the day, he actually was like, because he was the guy who usually banged on the fucking door. So that was cool aesthetically to see that one last time. But congratulations, Bill Goldberg. You can walk off in the sunset and
Go
buy
fuck
your
yourself.
go fuck yourself and buy your other fucking cards. Now this one though, this was definitely the top story and all the wrong reasons. LA Knight, Seth Rollins had a matchup. Of course, LA Knight ultimately did win because they had to call an audible. Seth Rollins. We don't know the extent of it. Still not announced. I'm sure they're going to say it tonight on Raw, as he was meeting with the doctors there in Alabama, which is like, that's where they go to all their surgeons and stuff. That one surgeon that's there. Um, but it looks like Seth's going to be out a significant period of time. And my understanding is they had to change a lot of Saturday night's main event because of this injury. You hate to see it for anybody, but man, it really does suck and hurt when it's like one of the top guys in your company. And Seth's been there before with injuries like this. So, and I hate to even talk about this or put it out there, but it just makes you wonder, like, how much more time does Seth got? Because I mean,
Yeah,
this
I
has
don't.
happened multiple times. It's a hard injury to come back from.
Yeah, I mean it's similar to the Adam Cole situation in
Right.
different
Hmm.
ways. Um, because it's so hard to think about them being done right.
Right.
Um, and there's so much that we don't know, and in a lot of ways, it's not our business.
Right.
But
Yeah.
but
Yep.
gosh,
It's
Seth's just so
He's
so
so
good.
good. He's so good. So, like, what happens with the Money in the Bank now? What happens with? I mean,
Yeah.
I think they were leading to Punk and Seth again. There was rumors Roman Reigns was coming back to maybe feud with like so many different like what ifs now going into SummerSlam. But the most important thing is let's hope Seth is going to recover from this and we'll be back in the ring and we'll be healthy and happy once again. Because at the end of the day, that's the most important thing. But we here at PW60 want to wish Seth Rollins well, and we hope he gets to film better. Also at Saturday night's main event, we got Solo Sikoa with his first U.S. title defense against Jimmy Uso, his big brother. And Solo would pick up the win, retain the U.S. title. Actually, this matchup wasn't too bad. Like it was pretty. Crowd was into it. It was a pretty solid matchup. Like I say, wasn't bad. Like, and then of course we got the return of Jacob Fatu at the end. Always great to see him. Match was decent. Wasn't bad. And then, of course, we got to talk about the opener. Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre 1-on-1. Randy Orton would pick up the win with the RKO, but what everybody's talking about is the end here. Drew McIntyre claymoring Jelly Roll. Yes, that's right. The beloved Jelly Roll.
How dare you, Drew McIntyre?
I know.
Nobody touches jelly.
And apparently it is now official. It will be Randy Orton and Jelly Roll at SummerSlam, taking on Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul. I'm sure
really
we're going to...
actually been made official?
It is official. Yeah, that match.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It is official. That match is taking place at SummerSlam. Not sure what night, but it will be happening.
Oh,
but
it kick your ass.
Yeah, well, it's got a lot of us thinking. A lot of us here at PW60 thinking too. And one of those people in our family that's thinking about this and kind of has their thoughts is the Best Gout Machine. So let's go to the Best Gout Machine with some thoughts on Jelly Roll's involvement in the WWE.
Follow Best Scout Machine or suffer the consequences. Allergies.
P-Dub City, it is I, the BGM. We all loved AEW All In Texas, Tejas. But, the opposition needs a little attention to the WWE, the Fed. Cause they got crazy shit going on over there. I haven't watched WWE in a long time, but I'm hearing about them having Jelly Roll. They're going to have a dessert wrestle. I'm all for baked goods, wrestling, I just feel like usually the Fed fans snub their noses at like stuff like Yoshihiko, the famous blow-up doll from Japan. I've seen wrestlers fight a magazine. I've seen men wrestle an ice cream machine, which sounds like a joke, but I'm being for rizzle. Like, I'm happy, the E has decided to get a little crazy there, but I don't know, it feels a little, are you desperate? You saw how much AEW could draw and you're like, oh lordy, we need up our ante by putting desserts like Jelly Roll up in there. Hold up 1 second. Hello? He's not a dessert. It's a name of an artist, a singer? Really? Okay, so Jelly Roll, what is he? Let me see. Oh shit, what is he? A country singer? What country is he from? Belgium? Been eating a lot of chocolate? You look diabetic. You look like a diabetic Lil Wayne. Became Caucasian. Speaking of diabetes, when I was a young man, they used to make fun of me because I was in the 5th grade and I was type 2 diabetes and 36 years old. And I lost my virginity to a beanbag. I thought the dog and cat Milo and Otis were puppets, not the real thing. So you're a big Jelly Roll fan. Well, I hope you enjoy it. I'm not watching it at all. Fuck the Fed.
Best Scout. Oh, Best Scout. We love you, buddy. Yes, Jelly Roll is a person, not a delicious pastry. But anyways, but hey, we said WWE had a big weekend with a trios of shows. So let's talk about Great American Bash that took place this past Saturday. Be honest with you, I didn't like it. Didn't knock me out of the park. I mean, it was a fine show. Like, of course, obviously didn't watch it live, but went back and rewatched it, and I mean, it was a pretty solid show. Nothing moved the needle, but I mean, you had
it was
yeah,
there. It
it
was
was there.
happening.
If anything, I'd say the Ethan Page Ricky Saints was probably my favorite matchup of the show, with the North American title being on the line. Falls count anywhere. Of course, Ethan would retain. Sol Ruka and Izzy was a great matchup too, with Sol retaining that women's North American title. Javon Evans beat Jasper Troy. I'm sorry, but I could give two shits about that one. I'm going to be blunt with you. I don't really care for either of those guys, but that's me. You had the contract signing for Slammiversary happening as well. Probably the next best match, like the two best matches on this card, I think, was the North American title and Obafemi and Inamura for the NXT title, man. You talk about a big Haas fight. Those guys just beat the holy hell out of each other. Of course, Obafemi would retain. And the main event was interesting, as you got Blake Monroe and Jordan Grace going up against Fatal Influence, and it was Blake's in-ring NXT debut. Of course, we all know what happened there.
They were still
after.
friends then, and then
Yeah, but that didn't really pan out too great for them. So yeah, that happened. But man, out of all that stuff though, man, seriously, there was so much more incredible action that happened over the weekend. We got to talk about Friday night Ring of Honor, Supercard of Honor. This was a tremendous show. That main event, dude, that was one of the highlights of the weekend for me. Like, that's one of I mentioned there's like 7 matches that stick out. The matchup between Bandito and Takeshita for the Ring of Honor Men's Championship, holy shit. Just go back and just watch that.
Yeah, I think on a normal week,
would have been match of the week.
Yeah.
But so much going on. Athena and Thunder Rosa was a great matchup for the women's title. A huge shout out to Mina Shirakawa as she won the Fankit Women's Ring of Honor Television Championship. Nick Wayne picking up a big win as well, retaining over Titan. Lee Moriarty picking up a big win too, hanging on to his pure title over the legend Blue Panther. And of course, Dustin Rhodes and Sammy Guevara successfully retaining their Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships. Also, the opener on this I really love too. Hechicero against Michael Oku, the great, tremendous wrestler from overseas who we've talked about before here on the show. RHO Supercard of Honor was a solid show, man. It's even worth just going back, just watching it. Get the subscription just for Bandito and Takeshita. That is a matchup, I think. You could easily say that's going to be the best match of the year for Ring of Honor, I would say. It was that damn good. Well, it's that time of the show. Let's spice things up again a bit. Let's go to our good friend Spicy Quack with the Spicy Take.
I don't know what's happening. There are still explosions. I'm still stranded out here in Saudi. Just keep wandering. I don't know what's going on. So if anybody sees this, just know, Charlotte and Liv Morgan, that's not a thing. That'll never be fetch. That is literally the most fetch thing in professional wrestling right now, and I'm not here for it.
He's still stranded in Saudi. I think he's so delusional he got Liv Morgan mixed up with Alexa Bliss, but it's okay. We love you, Spicy, and we hope we're gonna have to send some help for Spicy as he's still stuck in Saudi. Speaking of great shows over the weekend, we got to talk about this one too. GCW hosts the boss of all bosses from the world famous Gillies in Dallas, Texas. Dude, this show was fucking awesome, and this has got one of my matches of the weekend for sure. Dude, if it wasn't for all these other greats, it would have been match of the week. But Sam Stackhouse with the performance of a lifetime in that brutal I Quit matchup against KJ Orso, and that story they've been telling there. Oh my God. Like, seriously, get a subscription to Triller. Just watch that matchup alone. It's awesome. Just a brutal, bloody encounter. And I can't wait to see what those guys do next. But huge shout out to both of them. Like, they are having one of the best runs of their career. And this story they're telling, my God, it's so good. Also, you talk about brutality. Holy shit, the Ultraviolet Championship John Wayne Murdoch and Matt Tremont, like that was fucking insane. There's a spot that's really almost going viral where there's a gusset plate on Tremont's head, and then Murdoch hits him with the chair. And I mean, I kid you not, it's blood spewing out of his fucking head. It's nasty, bro. And Effie successfully retained his GCW championship in a hard-fought matchup against the crazy Atticus Cogar. And also, you got Shotzi Blackheart picking up a big win against Matt Cardona.
She is the indie god.
She is the indie god. And speaking of the indies, also taking place in Texas was House of Glory, Texas, which was another tremendous card as well. But the highlight of this one, Shotzi proving she's the indie god. She showed up in freaking House of Glory after defeating Cardona to lay out the House of Glory Women's Champion, Indy Hartwell. Looks like she may be challenging for that championship, but I'm telling you, I think Shotzi has every right to lay claim to being the new indie god because she is killing it right now, my friend. Well, it's that time of the show. Let's go to our good friend Sienna, who's got some advice for us wrestling fans.
When it comes to last minute change up or stuff to figure it out on the day of the show, you have to do it instantly though. For instance, WWE Evolution, despite that, the lack of build-up and also the booking and how each of the women's wrestlers felt about what's been going on leading up to Evolution, they know what they have to do though, and the only thing they can do is just putting a great performance to please the fans. And that's the thing when it comes to wrestling too, is that you gotta get the idea of how to execute the matches, the storyline on the day of the show too, no matter how much it's been lack of promoting, the lack of build-up, storyline that hasn't even come together. But when it comes to the day of the show, especially in the matches, that's where the storytelling align too. Now I know that when it comes to different wrestling companies, they have different styles and niches as well. But the thing for it is that these talents know what they're doing though, even though you have the bookers and whoever's in charge of had to let them know what to do, and it's up to them to actually make sure that they're just giving their 100% and able to do the best to please the fans. So in the conclusion, y'all, is that appreciate the talent, not just wrestlers, but the referees and everyone there. They know what they're doing, just to put an amazing show. And that's all I'm going to say about that, y'all.
Well, there you go. Thank you so much, Sienna. We appreciate it. And hey, let's talk about SmackDown from this past Friday night as it kicked off really the weekend's festivities. And hey, big moment here. The Wyatt Six successfully dethroning the Street Profits, and they are your new SmackDown Tag Team Champions, or WWE Tag Team Champions, whatever the hell we're calling it. I'm excited for this. I am genuinely excited. That tag team division is loaded there, but I'm really excited to see them finally get some gold. And it's going to be cool to see the type of stranglehold they have over those belts on Friday nights. But congratulations go to the Wyatt Six. Great matchup and great win for them. Talking about the rest of SmackDown from this past Friday night. Of course, we kicked off the show with that an LA Knight promo, which that's always good. Tremendous four-way matchup with Roxanne and Sol Ruka, Alexa Bliss, and Kairi Sane as a precursor to their tag team four-way at Evolution. Also, we got to see Jelly Roll perform, and then that no good son of a bitch Logan Paul coming out to interfere in things. And, of course, the main event was LA Knight and Jimmy Uso teaming up to take on Solo Sikoa and your favorite, JC Mateo. But like I say,
I love Jeff Cobb.
Just don't like the name. Like the name. I get it. But SmackDown was tremendous. Let's talk about Monday Night Raw from this past week as well. Oh, wait, what? Hold on. I'm getting something in my ear. Well, we were going to talk about Raw and Dynamite and Collision, but we got that? Wow. Okay. Well, hey, we were going to talk about Raw, Dynamite, and Collision, but obviously we already know what's happened with this weekend's events. But, hey, for the first time in a long time, folks, Let's go to Jay with the Dirt Sheet News.
What?
Of course, there's going to be a little bit of echo in here. We're in a damn submarine. Hey, it's your boy Jay, bona fide member of the Dirt Sheet Press. And here are some stories you may have missed this past week within professional wrestling. And we had Saturday night's main events. Goldberg's last match. The segment got cut short. But I thought WWE needed to fill time because of Seth Rollins' injury, causing the match between him and LA Knight to end early. Nobody knows if it's a work, or nobody knows if he's really injured. Word on the street. Wink, wink. Basically, I'm being Dave Meltzer right now. Word on the street is the segment went so great with Braun Breaker taking over on Raw last week. They want to push that idea a little bit. See how well Braun could do. Maybe they could pull the trigger on the turn around Survivor Series time instead of waiting until the Royal Rumble to build the feud until WrestleMania as originally planned. So people still unsure if the Seth Rollins injury is legit or not. But as of right now, it's seeming like it's not that legit. Also, let me check my notes here. I've already forgotten. Oh yeah! The whole reason I came back. Tony Khan finally admits that AEW's off in a new direction after All In Texas. As you saw, there was several changes to take place there. I'm not going to get into that here on a news video, but during the post All In Texas media scrum, Tony Khan did admit that AEW is now headed in a new direction. And speaking of All In Texas, everybody thought that Dustin Rhodes winning that match was a fluke, and it indeed was not. They figured since they were disappointing the fans by Adam Cole not being able to defend his title, might as well give the fans somewhat of a feel-good moment as giving the home state boy Dustin Rhodes a main roster title in front of that Texas crowd. Now, what caused all of this was the mysterious medical issues with Adam Cole. My sources right now are telling me the Adam Cole issue is basically like the Tua Tagovailoa issue that was going on within professional football. Quarterback from the Dolphins, concussions protocol, coming back too soon, another concussion, leading to longer absences, trying to come back, leading to longer absences. Hopefully this is not the case. Hopefully, I hate to say this, it is a bad reporting on my account, and I am going to have to give an apology, which I've only had to give one so far in all the years of doing the Dirt Sheet News. But hopefully I will have to give an apology because I am wrong on this. But right now, due to the Dirt Sheet Press's sources, it's seeming like Adam Cole's situation right now is being compared to Tua Tagovailoa from the NFL type issues right now. Finally, because I want to be just like Dave Meltzer, and I know you watched Saturday night's main event and also watched Friday Night SmackDown. And if you couldn't guess, there is a pretty big chance that there's going to be a big tag team match between Jelly Roll and Randy Orton against Logan Paul and possibly Drew McIntyre as of right now. But I don't understand how that's a big scoop. But since all the other Dirt Sheet guys are putting that out there like you couldn't tell that from watching TV, I figured I'd put that out there myself. Also, when it comes to Dirt Sheet rumors, right now it seems like John Cena's final match is going to be against Gunther. Yes, WWE right now is looking into having Gunther be the one to retire John Cena putting another feather in the cap of retiring wrestlers. Could Gunther become the new legend killer? Could Gunther be the one to retire Randy Orton even? We'll have to see and find out, but that's one of the rumors going around backstage WWE right now, that John Cena's final match may possibly be against Gunther. But those just aren't the facts. Those are the dirty facts. The Dirt Sheet News!
Yes. Yes, indeed. Oh, so good to have you back, Jay. We love you, buddy. So we gotta make sure we get his tickets paid for from Saudi. So and now we gotta get freaking Spicy out of Saudi. Man, fuck Saudi. Anyways, thank you so much, Jay. We appreciate that. Great to have you back, buddy. And man, oh man, it was a rough week for Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Even though the man retained her IC championship at Evolution, earlier in the week, their summer home in California got broken into, and I think it was something like $10,000 or something got stolen. So
I'm just saying that they're lucky Becky wasn't there, because that's what I was referring to earlier.
She would have fucked some people up.
She's the man.
She's the man.
Yeah.
You don't rob from the man. And but you know what though? I guess this is going to help recoup some of that, because Becky Lynch, it was announced this week, she has officially been cast in a new FX series called Movers. So she will be a character on this show. Not sure what the show's about, but nonetheless, the man has been cast, and you will see her. It's great to see her. She's a tremendous actor, or actress, I should say. I know she's going to be in the upcoming Happy Gilmore 2. Some other projects on the way. I remember seeing her in Young Rock play Cyndi Lauper, and she's completely different persona, man. So I love me some Becky Lynch, man. Her acting and stuff is tremendous. And speaking of casting news, what the hell? Okay, yes, this is official. Hiroki Goto has been added to the list of, you might as well call Street Fighter wrestling Street Fighter or something. This Street Fighter movie that's going to be coming out. Hiroki Goto will be playing the role of E Honda, which I love. E Honda was one of my favorite characters to play as too, and Street Fighter. Just saying. But Hiroki Goto already joins the cast that includes Roman Reigns and potentially Cody Rhodes. I didn't have that on my bucket list for this year. That Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, and Hiroki Goto would be starring in a Street Fighter film. It's pretty wild. What a world we live in. So freaking random. Speaking of random, let's go to Brian with Brian's Random Moment of the Week here on PW60.
Yeah, Brian's House of Random. The future's so bright, gotta wear shades. I would wear the hat, but it got kind of dusty. We went to a dirt track on Saturday night, and it got covered in dust. Kind of dusty, kind of like Dusty Rhodes, baby. American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, baby. You know, his son Cody, of course, helped found AEW, which is what leads to the Random Moment of the Week for me. And so instead of 6 degrees of separation with Kevin Bacon, it's 3 degrees of something with Brian's House of Random. Do what you want with that. Hey, market it on a shirt, make me some money. All right, cool. So, obviously a big week in pro wrestling. Obviously, we know WWE put on their stuff with NXT and WWE Evolution number 2. But, of course, I want to focus on the big event, and that was, of course, All In from AEW. And, obviously, we like to talk about predictions going into the events. Top 5, I like to throw that in there sometimes. So this time I'd like to throw in your top 5 moments. Not your top 5 matches, but the top 5 moments from All In. It can be an entrance, it can be when Hangman Page came back out to his old theme. It could be a moment where, not to spoil anything by now, you all should know what all took place, hopefully by now. And, of course, that would be Hangman Page winning the AEW title, but not just that, but opening the briefcase, finally holding the title up high for everyone to see. It could be any moments that you loved about All In. So give me those top 5. There. 5 across the face. Top 5 moments from All In. Comment below. Let me know. Let us know. Have a great rest of your week. Bye.
Thank you so much, Brian. And hey, leave us a comment. Let us know what your 5 favorite moments are for All In was. And we love you, Brian. We also, you know who else we love here is our wrestling content creators. And this week, our Ruby Ringside wrestling content creator, we're not gonna lie, maybe we're a little biased here, is a little special. Because we already got to see one return in Jay, but guess what? One of our other friends has returned. Because our wrestling content creator of the week this week is Extreme League Wrestling. Our good buddy is back. It's been a long time since we've seen Extreme League. He's doing well. He's doing great. And of course, we had to make him our Ruby Ringside Wrestling Content Creator of the Week. If you're not familiar with Extreme League Wrestling, dude, he is a tremendous content creator. He has some great takes, some great points, does some great stuff about AEW. He's just a solid good. He's a good dude. He's one of our good friends. You've seen him here in the early days of Pro Wrestling 60. And hey, who knows? Maybe the 5 count comes back here to PW60. You never know. But Extreme League Wrestling is our Ruby Ringside Wrestling Content Creator of the Week. And hey, we want to keep the love going because, man, he had a hell of a weekend because he was there live in Texas for All In this past weekend. But he had something very momentous happen. Our good friend is engaged. So congratulations, Extreme League Wrestling. I mean, I think it's really cool. Proposed right there at Globe Life Field. And congratulations to the new Miss Extreme League Wrestling. So we here at PW60, your family, we love you both dearly. We are so happy for you and just want to wish you congratulations on your engagement. It's awesome news, man.
And hopefully Randy Orton doesn't RKO into your wedding cake.
Yes. And I was wondering, this picture's throwing me off with the RKO to Claudio, I think that is. So, anyways, congratulations to you, buddy. So happy for you. And our last story this week here on PW60, and our good buddy Jay mentioned it. Heavy rumors going around that John Cena's last opponent is going to be Gunther. I just right now I can't see it, but I'm sure there's going to be a story to build to it. Is it going to be some title unification match? My God, is Gunther going to be the guy that saves the WWE and he unifies those titles? Can the Ring General do it? I don't know, man. It's interesting. I don't know how we get there, but it's going to be interesting to see. Because remember, we only got 17 more dates with Cena or something like that? 16 more dates, 15, 14, something like that. Not a whole lot of dates, but nonetheless, looks like John Cena is on a collision course with the Ring General. Well, that is going to wrap it up for this supersized edition of PW60. We thank you so much for joining us early tonight. We had so much to talk about. And I don't know, B-Roll, if they're going to be able to top what happened this past weekend. But, hey, we got some tremendous stuff on the horizon. You got Slammiversaries coming up this weekend. GCW's got a big show coming up this Saturday night, to say the least. And, of course, we're on the road to SummerSlam. And who knows what's going to happen on this new era of All Elite Wrestling. Thank you so much for joining us tonight on PW60. I'm Xlj the Og. This is Mr. B-Roll. We'll see you next week on another episode of PW60. Everybody take care.